welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. Let's follow. Formal opening session of the first ordinary session of the year 2024 National Assembly. And on the international scene, Palestinian factions conclude talks in Moscow. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. In an atmosphere of solemnity and Republican tradition, the National Assembly, under the presidency of Mr. Deleta Mohammed Deleta, celebrated the opening ceremony of the first ordinary session of the year 2024 on Sunday, March 3rd. The Prime Minister, Mr. Abdul Ghadir Kamil Mohammed, GBTs, ministers, presidents of institutions of the Republic, diplomatic representatives, and international organizations, military, local, and traditional authorities all took part in this solemn session. The opening ceremony was punctuated by military honors performed by the Gendarmerie, heralding the start of the festivities. After the vibrant performance of the national anthem, Mr. Deleta Mohammed Deleta, President of the Assembly, in his traditional address shared his aspiration for this new parliamentary session, highlighting the crucial value of the legislative work carried out during the intersession and since March 5th, 2023, for the advancement and progress of our beloved nation. The National Assembly's resolute commitment to promoting the well-being and prosperity of Djiboutians through carefully throughout and responsible legislation, efficient parliamentary oversight, and outreach to fellow citizens in the capital as well as in the regions. Before handing over the baton to the Prime Minister, the President of the National Assembly concluded by urging MPs to step up their mobilization for the agenda of the coming weeks. The President's speech is attached. Before closing the session, the President reiterated his and Parliament's commitment to working closely with the government and all civil society players to meet the challenges ahead and ensure sustainable prosperity for all. The President also emphasized the National Assembly's resolute commitment to promoting the well-being and prosperity of Djiboutians through carefully thought out and responsible legislation, efficient parliamentary oversight, and outreach to fellow citizens in the capital as well as in the regions. Before closing the session, the President reiterated his and Parliament's commitment to working closely with the government and all civil society players to meet the challenge ahead and ensure sustainable prosperity for all. His Excellency Mr. Deleta Mohammed Deleta, President of the Assembly, in his traditional address, shared his aspirations for this new parliamentary session, highlighting the crucial value of the legislative work carried out during the intersession and since March 5th, 2023, for the advancement and progress of our beloved nation. Also, in his address, the Prime Minister, Mr. Abdul Ghadir Kamil Mohammed, presented the general policy statement before the national representation. The Prime Minister articulated the government's general policy statement outlining the main guidelines and strategic objectives in key areas such as health, education, employment, security, and justice. In his speech, he unveiled the government's strategies and measures for meeting citizens' expectations with particular emphasis on tangibly improving quality of life and strengthening the authority of the state. Moreover, the Prime Minister unveiled a comprehensive strategy to stimulate economic growth, attract foreign investment, and create sustainable employment opportunities across diverse sectors. By fostering a conducive business environment and investing in vocational training programs, the government aimed to empower its citizens with the skills and resources needed to thrive in the global economy. Foremost among the Prime Minister's priorities was the elevation of healthcare, education, employment, security, and justice to new heights of excellence. With a keen eye toward the welfare of every citizen, he articulated a multifaceted approach to address the pressing challenges facing each domain. Through a combination of strategic planning and decisive action, the government aimed to foster an environment conducive to growth, prosperity, and, of course, social cohesion. The Republic of Djibouti strongly condemns the heinous massacre committed by the Israeli occupation force against innocent civilians awaiting humanitarian aid in the northern Gaza, resulting in the martyrdom and injury of hundreds of them. Djibouti reiterates its call on the international community to take a serious and immediate stand to stop the brutal crimes of the occupation in its disregard for Palestinian blood. As part of the ongoing aggression against the Gaza Strip, this should guarantee the protection of the Palestinian people and the provision of humanitarian, emergency, and medical aid to the area's inhabitants in a comprehensive, safe, and sustainable manner, and put an end to the oppressive blockade, starvation, and forced displacement to which they are subjected. Furthermore, the Republic of Djibouti reaffirms its firm and steadfast position on the justice of the Palestinian cause and the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people, including the establishment of their independent state on the borders of June 4, 1967, with its capital in East Jerusalem. On March 3, 2024, the Minister of Defense in charge of relations with Parliament, Mr. Hassan Umar Mohammed, and the Chief of the Armed Forces General Staff, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, welcomed General Carsten Berner, Chief of Staff of the German Bundeswehr, in the reception room of the General Directorate of International Relations at the Hassan Bassouma Officers Hotel, where he was welcomed by the military honors due to his rank by female personnel of the Army and the rhythm of the respective at the Air Force and the Navy, and to the rhythm of the respective national anthems played by the national music group present at the event.
askariyo inaad tahay taalkii gobaanimada ugubiyo calankiyo arladu kiyayirkanaye.
This courtesy visit was an opportunity for both parties to review the state of bilateral relations between Djibouti and Germany, the ways and means likely to further consolidate them. On this occasion, the Minister of Defense, in charge of relations with Parliament, His Excellency Mr. Hassan Umar Mohammed, recalled the excellent cooperative relations between the two armies, particularly with regard to military training, and underlined his readiness to work even harder to strengthen these friendly ties. During this cordial and constructive meeting, they exchanged views on regional and international issues of common interest, as well as on opportunities for future cooperation. For his part, the Chief of Staff of the German Armed Forces, General Carsten Berner, expressed his gratitude to the Ministry of Defense and the Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces for their gracious welcome, and underlined Germany's continuing commitment to promoting mutual cooperation in all fields.
askarigala arligaynu leenahay hebka ugu dhaartoon ogada xilsaaray arlagu gam'aanahay tiir la irkadaanahay adiga hadantaanahay
The Minister of Waqfs and Religious Affairs of the Republic of Djibouti, Mr. Momin Hassan Bere, and a high-profile delegation arrived in Mogadishu, the capital of Somalia. The minister's delegations were welcomed at Mogadishu at an airport by Somalia's Interior Minister Ahmed Maalim Fiqi, Oil Minister Abdulrazak Omar Mohammed, Somalia Security Minister Muhammad Ali Haga, and the Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti in Mogadishu, Ambassador Mohammed Rashid, members of Parliament, and other officials of the federal government of Somalia. Somalia's Minister of Interior, Federal and Reconciliation Ahmed Maalim Fiqi, speaking at the reception of the Djibouti delegation, declared that Djibouti was the basis for the rebirth of the Somali government. For his part, the Minister of Environment and Religious Affairs of the Republic of Djibouti, Mr. Momin Hassan Beri, said he had come to Mogadishu to take part in the closing of the Heritage Institute meeting, the first phase of which was held in Djibouti. As part of the Great Stool competition, the General Inspectorate of General Education, in collaboration with School Life Inspector, organized this Saturday, March 2, 2024, the second phase and seventh edition of the Great School Competition inter-schools in the three centers chosen for this purpose, namely the School of Bil'os, the School of Palamari 1, and the Burkett School. It should be noted that these competitions were initiated and instituted in 2016 by the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud. This national school competition, coordinated by the School Life Inspectorate in cooperation with all the country's inspectorates and schools, have been organized annually by MENFOP since 2017, with the preparation of students for the various competitions directed throughout the school year by disciplinary inspectors. Thus, each year the selection of the best students is carried out first within each school, then at the level of schools grouped by zones or regions, to finally proceed with the selection of winners at the national level. The sub-prefect of the first arrondissement, Madame Fatouma Ibrahim, today initiated an unprecedented contact meeting with the region's various partners. The meeting, marked by fruitful exchange, provided an opportunity to discuss the district's past achievements as well as potential future partnerships for ambitious new projects. During the meeting, participants had the opportunity to review the various initiatives undertaken in the past, highlighting the success and challenges encountered. Emphasis was also placed on identifying opportunities for collaboration between the various local players in order to stimulate the region's economic, social, and cultural development. Future projects requiring effective coordination between stake partners as well as local stakeholders were also discussed. These discussions opened the way to new prospects for cooperation and underlined the importance of a collaborative approach to meeting the needs and aspirations of the community. Today in Arta, the Military Academy successfully launched the entrance examination for the 6th intake of cadets, welcoming over 300 candidates with national and international bachelor's degrees. The four-day competition began with the sports tests, where candidates were subjected to rigorous physical assessments. The examiners demonstrated exemplary professionalism, ensuring the smooth running of this crucial first phase of the competition. What's more, the favorable weather condition helped to create an environment conducive to the candidates' performance. Over the next few days, candidates will be assessed on both written and oral tests to determine their suitability to join the military academy as officer cadets. In a move designed to encourage physical activity and strengthen ties with the community, the RPP Sheikh Musa branch organized a run for the local youngsters this afternoon. The event held this afternoon attracted a large number of young people eager to take part in this sporting initiative. The organizers of the event stressed the importance of promoting a healthy and active lifestyle among young people in the community of Balbala. By encouraging participation in sporting activities, they hope not only to promote physical health but also to strengthen the social fabric and community spirit. The event was attended by the president of the Balbala commune, local elected officials, neighborhood leaders, and many other participants. Today, this Friday, the Association for the Development of Lake Asal organized an omnisport tournament under the patronage of the Secretariat of State for Sport. The sporting event together brought young people from local communities. Soccer and athletics were the key disciplines of the day, which was marked by sporting fervor and the desire to surpass oneself. The main aim of this event is to promote sport at regional level by offering a platform of expression to young local talent and to detect the same talent in order to support them in their sporting development under the attentive supervision of EMPS Deputy Director Ahmed Ali. The day was marked by flawless organization and an atmosphere of healthy competition accompanied by Deputy Director of the regions Mr. Yusuf Abdullah, as well as the presidents of the association and members of the surrounding localities. The event in a festive and convivial atmosphere was rich in emotion. Last night, a fire broke out in the restaurant of the La Sesta Hotel, which has rented out part of its space to third parties. However, this area was closed and unoccupied at the time of the incident. It was also separated from the rest of the hotel by wooden structures and laminated glass. The fire started in this part of the hotel. By the time firefighters arrived, the fire had already engulfed the entire area. Fortunately, the firefighters quickly stopped it spreading and extinguished the flames. Civil protection personnel eventually contained the flames. Damage was limited to chairs, air conditioners, restaurant equipment, and extension cords. This is actually the second time this week that a fire has broken out in a restaurant. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, a meeting of Palestinian factions has ended in Moscow. They issued a final declaration in which they agreed to continue the dialogue and condemn the aggression against the Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, and journalism. The aim of the two-day talks was to unite the factions under the banner of the Palestinian Liberation Organization. The president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, called for a transparent investigation into Israel's killings of civilians waiting for food aid in the Gaza Strip. Well, but this our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.